Ever tried to hold your breath for as long as you can? Most of us have. Well, this is a story about people who hold their breath for a really long time and dive down to depths never even approached before. The sport is called freediving, and it involves going down hundreds of feet into cold and dark waters on one single breath. It's considered an extreme sport because it's very dangerous. It's an experimental sport because it's revealing human capabilities which had never even been imagined, forcing medical scholars to rewrite their textbooks on human physiology. It's becoming more popular every year, and our story might encourage more people to try it. Or not. Freediving has been around a very long time. Homer and Plato wrote about it. It was how the ancient Greeks went down for sponges. Without so much as a snorkel, they dived to around 100 feet. Today's freedivers go down a lot further for fun and sport. They want to join the sea world without disturbing it. No tanks, no bubbles, no noise. Yes, that is a shark, but it seems friendly enough. The diver, New Zealander William Trubridge, has become just another guy in the neighborhood.
10 seconds.
Trubridge is also a world champion in the competitive sport of freediving.
3, 2, 1.
Here he is getting ready to dive 331 feet, twice the height of the Statue of Liberty, on a single breath.
5, 6, 7.
He'll be doing this just with his arms and legs, no fins to help him. This film, with the music, was produced by his team. Going down is the easy part. After 70 feet, he loses buoyancy and gets pulled down by gravity alone. He reaches his target, collects a tag to prove he got there, and goes into reverse for the hard part, getting back up. His body is craving oxygen, but he goes up slowly and gracefully, as if he were doing a water ballet. He was underwater 4 minutes and 10 seconds.
Nose clip. Look at the judges. Say...
I'm okay.
The new world record, 331 feet. That's 101 meters. 5 years ago, the record was 80 meters.
Oh, God. So close.
5 years ago, did anyone think it was possible to go down 100 meters?
When the record was 80, I don't think so. I don't think anyone realistically thought it was going to happen, or at least not soon.
Isn't there a certain limit of underwater that's just, you can't go beyond it without dying?
Definitely, it's out there, but there's no way of kind of knowing exactly where it is. It's just deeper than we are now, we know that much.
And because of freediving, scientists now know that humans are closer to dolphins than had been thought. Just like dolphins, when we go into cold water, a reflex kicks in, which slows down our pulse, shifts blood from our extremities to our heart and to our brain. Our spleen contracts, releasing oxygen-rich blood into our arteries. Is under the water a place humans belong? Freedivers think so. They point out that the amniotic fluid in the womb where a fetus lives for 9 months is very similar to seawater. That if the newborn is immediately submerged in a pool, it will swim the breaststroke and be able to hold its breath for 40 seconds. It will retain this ability until it learns how to walk. Then it's all over.
We're physiologically designed to hold our breath underwater. We're not designed to breathe underwater.
During her career as a freediver, Tanya Streeter held 10 world records. She had gone down deeper than any man. The key to her success, she says, is her ability to equalize the pressure underwater so her eardrums don't burst.
Push me in over there then. As you dive, the pressure of the weight of water around you increases and it pushes your eardrums in and in and in. And you have to push air into the eustachian tubes to be able to pop the eardrums out to equalize that pressure. And yeah, I mean, it hurts. I've described it as an elephant sitting on my chest, stabbing hot pokers in my eardrums.
Nobody would choose to do that.
No, but you know, you sort of find yourself there at that point on your journey and realize that that's what you signed up for. So it's all part of the course.
Tanya and other freedivers go to the remotest part of the Bahamas called Long Island, which is the mecca of freediving. Christopher Columbus put Long Island on the map in 1492, but you'll have trouble finding it on any tourist map today. The jet set doesn't come here because jet planes don't fly here from America or Europe. There are hardly any hotels, no golf courses, no frozen margaritas. Right off the beach, there is a massive limestone cavern called Dean's Blue Hole. It is 663 feet deep, and it is dangerous. A few days after we left, a teenager dove into the blue hole and didn't come up. His body was never found. This is where William Trubridge lives and trains. For the last 6 months, he has led a monastic existence, getting ready to try for another world record. He wants to make it down to 410 feet on one breath, this time using a single fin. To get ready, he goes through a unique set of exercises that he designed himself to make his body more flexible and supple, more like a dolphin. His waist here is 27 inches.
Can I do the watch? Show me the watch.
Then the countdown. His wife Brittany is on the platform. His parents are on the shore. The judges and safety divers are in the water. Their job, to save him if he loses consciousness. In any other sport, a spurt of adrenaline would be a good thing. Not here. Tension, anxiety consume oxygen. What you need is serenity. He begins to swallow air. He is literally swallowing air, packing his lungs with more air than they could receive from breathing alone. Freedivers discovered this technique themselves to expand their lungs. And his head?
7.
Sometimes if I'm taking my last breath, a voice will pop into my mind saying this could be your last breath of your life or you're going to die. It's kind of like the devil's advocate sitting on your shoulder who's going to think of the worst possible thing and voice that in your mind.
The devil is still talking to you.
Always, yeah.
His lungs are now the size of watermelons. As he descends, they'll be squeezed until they're no larger than oranges. His heartbeat slows down to 27 beats a minute. His mother is counting seconds. Down deep, the blue hole becomes the black hole.
You're alone with yourself down there at depth. Even your body slips away so that it feels like you're just a kind of a speck of consciousness that's floating into the abyss. You're weightless. There's no light, no sound, and so it's almost as if you're floating in a completely empty tank.
The pressure is causing his brain to absorb more nitrogen. He's feeling lightheaded, kind of drunk. It happens to all divers deep down. It's called narcosis. Suddenly, a bright light on the base plate 410 feet down. He takes the tag and begins his ascent.
10.
At 100 feet, he's joined by his safety divers. Like a pod of dolphins, they guide him through the most hazardous part of the dive. Running out of oxygen can cause a blackout. The sound you are hearing is William expelling air from his sinuses. He's made it. But for his record of 410 feet to be ratified by the judges, he needs to perform 3 simple tasks when he gets to the surface. Take his goggles off, give the OK sign with his fingers, and say, "I'm OK," in that precise order. Sounds simple, but William's brain isn't working. He does these things in the wrong order. The judges disqualify him.
He took off the nose clip, made the sign that said "I'm okay" without removing his goggles. That's right.
Boy, oh boy, he had just been down a quarter of a kilometer.
That's correct.
And he did the goggles in the wrong order.
He did.
And it cost him his record.
It did.
It sounds like a technicality, but he has to prove that his mind is as tough as his body.
You got there. you got deeper than anyone has ever gotten before.
Yeah.
And then you took your mask off and said "okay" in the wrong order, and it was all for nothing.
Yeah.
And you're smiling.
I feel good because I know I can do it again. Maybe might not be for a while, but I can definitely do that depth.
But you did feel narcosis.
Yeah.
50, there she goes. Go.
Tanya Streeter had a close call with severe narcosis 10 years ago. She was doing what's called no-limits diving, going down in a weighted device which moves fast and goes down deeper than most World War II-era submarines. This is Tanya at 525 feet, deeper than anyone had ever gone. She blew a kiss to the ocean. But then she became disoriented. It took her 17 agonizing seconds to remember she had to pull a pin. Any longer, and she might have stayed down there forever. But with experiences like this, why go down at all?
It's just a little bit difficult for people to fathom, if you excuse the pun. But it's what I love to do. It's a common phrase in freediving. We don't dive to look around us, we dive to look within ourselves. It's a journey of self-exploration.
What can you possibly be exploring in your own mind when your ears hurt and you're out of breath and it's dark and, it's dangerous?
I want to know what I've got. I want to know what I'm made of.
When we watched this, we thought about other sports: running, climbing, boxing, swimming. They've all been essential for the survival of the human race. But descending into blackness where there's no air? Yet, free diving is becoming more popular every year.
Go to 60minutesovertime.com to explore the mysterious blue hole through the eyes of our team.